I was invited to the early access event for Magic the Gathering's latest expansion. My first impression, DUSKMOURN House of Horror is terrifying. Okay, that was a bit cringe, but you know. Hey, people, come back here. Hear me out. At its core, the Bloom Barrow expansion is a tribal-centric set, aka a zoo fest. This type of expansion is not generally my favorite because deck building tends to be more of a straightforward process. You put all the bats together to make a bat deck. Take every rabbit you see, have them unite to become a rabbit deck. What about lizards though? Same shit. Here's my how to Bloom Barrow guide. Step 1, pick animal. Step 2, find other animals. Step 3, lands. Bloom Barrow. On the other hand, DUSKMOURN seems to be quite the opposite. We went from a tribal-centric set to an expansion that... I don't even know where to begin, man. Enchantments who over time become creatures. Creatures that become... enchantments? Crazy new tools for reanimator strategies. Unstoppable, annoying asshole slashers. Kaito, who is a ninja, and also an asshole. DUSKMOURN brings a very strong level of complexity to Standard. Rooms, aka enchantments that can become other enchantments by opening doors, and I don't know what's going on, man. It's a lot. DUSKMOURN opens up many different ways to cheat out high-value threats. And while the early access event is generally a mono-red degenerate-free environment, I do believe a good chunk of the wacky-ass decks I ran into will find some sort of viability within real Standard. And that's actually kind of scary. I faced some wild deck concepts that were capable of doing things I haven't seen as much as a Standard exclusive player. What did I play though? At first, I wanted to build a deck around Winter. He felt terrible. So then I decided to move on to a Golgari mid-range deck with Delirium synergy. Delirium is a new mechanic that essentially provides you with a bonus if you manage to have 4 or more different card types among cards in your graveyard. I believe Delirium is a mechanic that can be implemented onto good stuff mid-range builds without having to go overboard adding all 8 different card types into a deck. Overlord of the Baelmerk is definitely the card that impressed me the most out of this package. A legitimate win condition for mid-range decks that can also give you an edge against control builds. This deck runs the Swarm Weaver, who, once delirious, will enhance your insects and spiders on board. So we play spiders too. Now, I'm gonna talk a lot about the deck. If you don't want to listen to me yapping about my beautiful creation, you can always just be a dick and skip directly to the gameplay. Click on the gameplay chapter on the timeline below. Also, leave a like and subscribe while you're at it. Do it. Now let's talk about the deck. Delirious Golgari. All right, let's talk about Delirious Golgari. I'm gonna tell you guys why I chose the cards that I chose and how the deck generally functions, and hopefully I don't yap for too much, so let's just get right into it. We built a deck, like I said, around the Delirium mechanic. That is a mechanic that says as long as there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, you get X bonus to happen. With the Swarm Weaver specifically, you have it so that insect and spiders you control get +1/+1 and have Death Touch. So these 2 1/1 insect tokens with flying that you're generating with Swarm Weaver when he enters will convert into 2/2s with Death Touch, which will allow you to enhance your blocking options while also put the opponent potentially on the clock because you are representing 4 damage in flying every turn, which is nothing to... It's not really something you can ignore, right? This card is really cool. I personally feel like this card could have not been legendary and it would not have been broken. I feel like it is a bit of a shame that the Swarm Weaver is legendary and you can't stack one after the other. But it is what it is. It is an artifact creature, which contributes towards the Delirium requirement. I believe Delirium can fit into a good stuff mid-range Golgari list, or other combinations as well, because it's a mechanic that's not too demanding, right? Having 4 different card types in your graveyard is not that difficult of a requirement to meet, especially if you incorporate cards like Swarm Weaver and the likes of the Overlord of the Baelmerk, and even Fear of Lost Teeth. These cards are not just creatures, they happen to be 2 types of cards in one. enchantment creatures specifically for these two, and then of course the Swarmweaver is an artifact creature. So these will really help you get to that Delirium requirement as early as possible, as you can start getting benefits. And one of those benefits from the Delirium mechanic is Drag to the Roots. This is a Golgari removal instant spell that if you have met Delirium, or if you've become delirious, let's go with that, it costs 2 less to cast, which means that it costs 2 mana, and for just 2 mana, we get to destroy target non-land permanent. That is bonkers. The ability to destroy pretty much anything that's not a land is just so much better than something like Go for the Throat. Naturally, you need a specific black and green mana to cast this in that case, but with the land distribution that we got going on and sticking to purely Golgari, we can meet this sort of like demanding mana curve pretty easily, actually, especially considering most of our deck is inherently black, and then our green cards are not actually green cards, they are Golgari cards. We have no pure green card in this deck. We only have mixtures, right? We have Brute Spinner, Glisa, Sunslayer, which I'm going to explain a little bit, Drag to the Roots, Skyfisher Spider, and the Swarmweaver. So we are prioritizing mana, black mana over green mana because of that. Overlord of the Bailmerk, like I mentioned in the intro, is perhaps the card that has, or not perhaps, like definitely the card that has impressed me the most out of this package. Whenever Overlord of the Bailmerk enters or attacks, you mill 4 cards, and then you may return a non-avatar, he's an avatar for example, creature card or planeswalker card from your graveyard to your hand. The impending mechanic makes this a very reliable win condition against control decks, but also against mid-range decks as well. This guy is a legitimate endgame card to resort to, because once he starts attacking, you're just going to be able to constantly recycle your graveyard and really net some tremendous value on top of just having a solid 5/5 body applying pressure onto the opponent. That combined with our multiple sources of removal can allow us to essentially try to shut down what the opponent is doing, have several options to remove any sort of like non-land permanent through Drag to the Roots, or even the Skyfisher Spider, who by the way is a spider like the Brute Spinner, or Brut Spinner, I'm not sure how you pronounce this guy, by the way, I may be butchering his name, as the Swarmweaver gets +1/+1 to all insects and spiders we control. So we have a little bit of spider synergy going on there, as we're also running Lord Skitter, because we do want interaction in this deck. Not only do we have removal for non-land permanents, like I mentioned, we also have graveyard interaction with Lord Skitter. With Liliana of the Veil, we also managed to have the ability to deal with creatures without targeting them, which can be a pretty big deal, especially since some spooky threats have arisen within this expansion that have strong ward effects that Liliana can potentially bypass. But Liliana is here because she's just a really solid planeswalker on her own, and because she's a planeswalker, she contributes to our Delirium if she ends up going to the graveyard. So with this removal interaction with the graveyard and Glisa Sunslayer allowing us to potentially interact further with enchantments, with Glisa we can also potentially accelerate the impendingness, let's go with that, from the Overlord of the Bailmerk. We can connect with Glisa and actually remove 3 counters from target permanent. We target our own enchantment, as we have developed this prior through the impending mechanic. And then we get to accelerate the spawn of the Overlord, which I think is some really neat synergy that makes this card even better than it already is, because you don't really need an excuse to run Glisa in your Golgari mid-range deck, but that extra level of synergy, I feel, you know, makes this a very compelling choice right here. As then Lord Skitter can allow us to not only interact with the graveyard, like I mentioned, but also give us fodder for the likes of the Skyfisher Spider. There's more to that, but I'm going to leave back for seconds for the very end of the deck tech, as we're going to mention the Brute Spinner real quick. Really strong surveil effect, reminds you of like an actual properly statted creature, like unlike the Rubber Bell Maverick, the 1-drop, who just happens to be a 1/1. This is actually a 2/3 for 2 with reach, which is pretty damn decent. Being able to surveil 2, very nice, can allow us to build up for that Delirium, while also potentially find the cards that we need to find as well. It's just a very, Surveil 2 is just overall very reliable, and we have that activated ability that we can resort to by sacrificing the Brute Spinner and just generating a bunch of insect tokens that will be boosted by the Swarmweaver as well, as a nice alternative payoff for us filling up our graveyard with things. Duress is there to give us another sorcery. It's just with keeping Delirium in mind, having 2 copies of Duress and having 2 copies of Back for Seconds gives us 4 sorceries alongside 4 instants to really try to accelerate this Delirium requirement as much as we can, while also playing just overall good cards that will generally be quite reliable, even in best of 1 Magic. I do think that 2 copies of Duress is pretty legit in a black center deck for best of 1 Magic, and I like the addition of that as well. We got a total of, I believe, 25 lands. Yes, sir. We have 4 Fabled Passages, pretty much auto-include in a Delirium deck because it's a very easy way to get a land onto the graveyard. Land is actually a card type to me, so you can use this to send it to the graveyard, you know, cycle through your deck, find your key lands, and enable Delirium quicker. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the deck list right there. Huge shout outs to Back for Seconds, a 3-mana sorcery with Bargain. We can, with the Bargain, we can sacrifice a token from Lord Skitter, but we can also sacrifice the Fear of Lost Teeth, which works really well with this and with a Skyfisher Spider, because when this dies, it deals 1 damage to any target. So we can ping away 1-drops, the Deep Cavern Bat, and a bunch of other like meta-relevant targets that we can just shoot down with this effect, while also providing us with an enchantment creature in our graveyard that will get us 2 out of the 4 components necessary for Delirium to be activated. So Back for Seconds can destroy the Fear of the Lost Teeth because it is an enchantment, and it says there, and we can destroy that or some of the tokens that we generate through Lord Skitter or even the Swarm Weaver as well, to essentially return 2 creature cards from our graveyard to our hand, but getting one of those creature cards, if it's mana value 4 or less, from our graveyard onto the battlefield, which is a pretty big deal when we run a full set of Skyfisher Spider and the likes of Swarm Weaver, while also including these like really solid 3-drops in Lord Skitter and Glisa as well. Very nice high value play that can allow us to just keep going in a dragged out match. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the deck list right there. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much, but I put quite a bit of thought into it, and I think it's a nice take on a more, you know, a less synergy or specific synergy dependent Golgari good stuff mid-range that can just keep on going and has pretty decent and potential winnable matchups against pretty much everything that exists. And that's what I really like about Golgari. It may not be the most flashy deck, but it is, you know, it's a resilient archetype, and there's many different ways to design it. And this is a take that I had. So yeah, I'm gonna stop talking. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for daily card game content. Hope you enjoy the intro, and of course, hope you enjoy today's games. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We have double Swarm Weaver. It's a 3-lander going first, so I'm not gonna push my luck. I could Duress first, but I'm gonna Fear of Lost Teeth instead, in case like that extra damage that we're dealing ramps up faster. Oh, the Overlord. Ladies and gentlemen, the Overlord. He's here. Dude, what a sick card, man! Like, it feels so good to play on curve. Oh, what a shit card. Guys, this card is garbage. Okay. When fear of missing out, that's me. Discard a card, then draw a card. Delirium. Oh, it's a Delirium card. Okay. I need to be careful with like Delirium. Then they have a Harvester of Misery. Let's go for the Duress, even though we're kind of like feeding them. But let's see what they're about. Let's see what they're about. Well, not like we have that many options. The Enduring Courage. I hate this, but I'm gonna have to kill some dogs this game, guys. I'm gonna have to murder some dogs. There's just no other way. I actually like you there. You're perfect. I don't just like you, Lord Skitter. You're perfect. delirium for you. Okay, we're gonna develop Lord Skitter. Lord Skitter feels really neat here. Allows us to counteract their delirium. And we can now use the Fear of the Lost Teeth to chump block the Unstoppable Slasher. I'm just gonna go face with this. Heal up a little bit. And have an enchantment creature which enables my delirium. I am officially delirious. They're not. They're sane as hell, and it sucks. It's so boring. Whenever the creature you control enters, it gains +2 against haste until the end of the turn. Okay, that's a little bit annoying. But the Overlord is impending. And once the Overlord pens, it's over. Oh, they've enabled the green. They've enabled the green mana. What does that mean? Another Enduring Courage? Okay. Fuck this slasher guy. Honestly, fuck this dog. And this Swarm Weaver is something that we don't mind like losing, but right now some damage through. The Overlord has joined us. Okay, I think we're fine. Fuck off. Like seriously, Lord Skitter. How about trying to be original, man? Like what is that? I have 2 sorceries if I recall correct, so they have to deal with the Fear of the Lost Teeth. Man, that's actually pretty sick. Lord Skitter with Enduring Courage. That's actually really dope. I hate admitting it, but that's pretty cool. Bam! Okay. So I'm gonna pick this up. Insidious Roots, the Madman. Insidious Roots with I kind of do feel the need to like get rid of this, because then my Liliana can be. The problem is okay. Oh, it's one of more creature cards. Never mind. Okay, they're there.
Fight finished before brunch.
Anything.
Drop it.
Okay. I'm gonna get rid of the Insidious Roots. And I'm gonna preserve this Fear. Like, I want to get rid of this this rat first before I go for the -2 with Liliana. I also want to threaten them with the -6 as well. They want to attack with the Unstoppable Slasher. What I want to do is oh yeah, now we're talking. Now we're talking, ladies and gentlemen. Sack you. And whenever attacks, if there are four untapped target creature. Okay. Let's get rid of you. No. Oh my god. No, I meant the other way. No, back. Cancel! Abort! Please. Control Z. No, that's full control! Shit. Oh my god, I can't believe this. I can't. This is so stupid. Boom, boom. Boom. Boom, 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 right? It's fine. I wanted to +1 with Liliana anyways.
Things.
Oh my god. Skyfisher Spider. Skyfisher Spider just protects. Day! Flawless. Flawless games. No mistakes happened. What's your favorite color combination? Golgari is definitely one of my favorite color combinations. I have two Fable passages. I can lead off with one into a Brute Spinner on 2. So this is actually a pretty neat curve. Getting the land into the graveyard as well. Working for that Delirium. Brute Spinner. Overlord. I can drag to the roots and keep that there. Yeah, the Overlords are definitely performing. Menace. Whenever you deal combat, you mill that many cards. You may put any number of legendary or enchantment cards from among them to your hand. If you put no cards, a +1/+1 counter. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna be okay with that. Look at that. Will you look at that? I can't stop this from connecting, so I may as well get some damage. Wait. Legendary or enchantment. Okay. If I kill this preemptively, I do slow down their ability to ramp. So I think I'm gonna do it. Prioritizing the overlords just to put them a little bit more on the clock. And again, slowing them down like 1, right? Because enduring vitality allows them to... The twitching doll. They're ramping so much. So much. I'm gonna play Swarm Weaver, but I'm terrified of what's coming. Legit terrified, because this is gonna be pretty nutty here. Swing with these two. I can just swing with all of them, to be honest. Let's get them nice and low. How scary is this door? When you unlock this door, you may play lands from your graveyard, but they don't really have any lands in the graveyard right now. Like, I don't feel like immediately threatened by this. I feel like I gotta get rid of that. Right now, I'm trying to put them on the clock. I'm preserving my flyers because they represent lethal. So something that's important is that unlocking the door, like, you can just play it immediately as that as well. So if you play the door immediately, like, it triggers, right? And that's super intuitive. Okay. They were doing a lot, but also, like, not much. Guy, you're single-handedly bringing me back into, you know, like, being able to pay my bills and stuff. Like, that is Kaio, What do I do with you, Kaio? You have me screaming at like it's like 11:20 p.m. for me. But I'll wake up all of my neighbors for you, Kaio. I'll do anything for you. Some claps. It doesn't take that much effort. It's like clapping like, "Boah, Kaio, boah!" We target to get lost, and whenever an enchantment you control enters, and whenever you fully unlock a room, create a 1/1. I mean, yeah, like right now, I should probably just be playing a lot of enchantment removal. I like Cease Desist as a potential tech option. It kind of deals with like most of the things we've been dealing with, which we've been running into, which is graveyard interaction and full-on enchantment degeneracy. So that is a card that I'm going to consider adding in. I wonder what it counts as, though. It's a double card, so it technically counts for 2, right? No. 9. Get out of here.
With the
Enough with the thriller. Die.
Off you go.
Oh, Cease Desist would kill our overlords, too. Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. Okay, if we go for the Fabled Passage...
We all have things we want.
Discard Liliana of the Veil and develop you. We create the tokens anyways. The Delirium only procs after. Or like only matters, you know, whenever we actually use them for combat. So we don't need to like have Delirium activated when we develop the Swarm Weaver. We are flooding, though.
I'm tired of your secrets.
Rough AIDS. Rough indeed. Thank you. Thank you, Rough AIDS. Gonna get that cottage in there. Gonna swing with you. Gonna swing with you. Gonna swing with you. You. Honestly, like, I don't mind them attacking to my Liliana of the Veil. I need damage. I need damage, so I'm going for just that. I'm gonna get rid of the Tamer. In the oven. And just going all in with a swing. They're preserving the Novice Inspector. It allows them to attack into Liliana, but my Liliana is healthy enough, thick enough, to where it'll be fine. It's a token enchantment. Scry 1 and draw a card. Oh, so it's like a better version of... It's like a better clue. It's a better clue, but it's an enchantment. A shard is better than a clue. I personally think it's a little bit nonsense, but you know, whatever.
Your friends has to leave.
This is a big hit. Like if we do this into this, face you, and then we enable the Swarm Weaver, and we put him on a clock. We put them on quite the clock. We got that Restless Cottage in the back. And this Swarm Weaver is just applying a lot of pressure. There we go! Rough AIDS. That was for you. Especially like the Overlords. There's a lot of stuff here that I think is going to be quite impactful. But I personally, from what I played so far, I've been very impressed with the Overlords. And we have a nice hand here. 2 sources of black mana for Liliana on 3. And Overlord of the Baelmurk on turn 2. It's going to revive Saktos. Yeah, I gotta get in on that as well. But now I'm gonna fear losing my teeth. And this card is also like better than I expected it to be. Like the ping is very neat. Let's swing first. And we overlord. Oh, this card is... This card is something else. Lisa. Look at that value. But it's also like not like, it's just on its own, it's not really doing it, right? Like it needs a really solid shell around it, but it can really enhance something like a Guardian mid-range, I think. Oh. I kind of want to develop Lord Skitter just to continue pressuring. They may be kind of fucked. Effly. Though they probably Brotherhood's in now and just completely undo that. Or they could not. You know, this reminds me, I wanted to pull off a prank to my wife. But the problem is if I do this, she divorces me. But I thought like one day I could like buy one of these like creepy dolls and just like leave it in the bed without saying anything. I think that would be really funny, but she's like not about that, like at all. Whenever Arabella Abandoned Doll attacks, it deals X damage to each opponent and you gain X life, where X is the number of creatures you control with power 2 or less. Okay. You're manageable. You're a threat, but you're manageable. Very easy to manage, actually.
Let's make this quick. I've always hated crowds.
Well, be gone with you, Arabella. Why would you even imagine doing that to someone? Because it's really funny. I used to be addicted to like these scare pranks. I mean, this is a long time ago, but I used to love these. Especially like the Japanese ones. I mean, we could expect a board wipe here. In fact, like not expecting a board wipe here is kind of silly, right?
Drop it.
Let's drop that swamp. We discard before the combat phase so that Lord Skitter can banish whatever they get in there. I would assume there's some combat tricks ready. Yeah. That's like combat tricks and board wipes. Combat tricks, what am I talking about? I do want to play the Overlord of Baelmerk though. Let's banish that. Lisa could be nice, but I really just want to play the Overlord. Mill. Spider. Now they have to wipe me. They wipe me or die. And if they wipe me, I can get back at them. Or they can play that thing and pretty much die anyways.
The others can deal. This isn't how things were supposed to be. Sacrifices must be made.
I actually did not need to do that. I could have had a more, like, I'm just lethaling them. That's why I'm not, like, overthinking it. There you go. But I could have just killed the Lost Teeth there and just cleared both. I could have done many things, actually. Oh. The early access event ends like at 7 p.m. my time tomorrow. We duress turn 1. See what they're about. They got Valgavoth. Okay, so this is some sort of... Whoa, this is like a really greedy build. Do they have the 2 whites? They do have the 2 whites. So I guess Parting Gust has got to go. Because they do have the ability to enable it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to call upon our Overlord. The Overlord of the Balmerk. And bring back the Swarm Weaver. Beautiful. Delirium is already enabled. That's the thing about Delirium. You don't need to go crazy on deck building. Unless you're trying to make a deck around Winter. And unfortunately, Winter kind of sucks. I really do want to just go double Overlord, though. Just to have that on the clock. And we already have a Weaver. Honestly, like, Liliana seems pretty good. Underground Mortuary. Oh, I'll keep the Glisa. Playing both of these on curve allows me to apply a lot of pressure from the get-go. And now I can go with Liliana.
Enough with the mysteries. I've come. I've always hated crowds.
Okay, well, shit. I really hope there's no way they have a way to bring that back so early, right? Like, impossible. Literally impossible. Beginning of your end step, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card unless a permanent enter the battlefield face down your control. Okay. This is some sort of reanimator bullshit. And I need to find my Lord Skitter. Because they're just dropping these Terror Eaters. And it's all just awful. I'm gonna go with you. There you are. I mean, Restless Cottage is interesting, but you know, not really. Let's drop you.
I'm tired of your secrets.
You have an easy discard here, right? Unless you have. Oh, you know what they're playing? You know what they're actually playing? They're playing the Reenact the Crime, I think. I believe they're playing Reenact the Crime. They're cloaking that. Okay, that is terrifying. Dude, I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what's going on.
I'm done here. A delay, nothing more. Sacrifices must be made.
I could have removed the tokens from my own thing, but I really just wanted to draw because they're about to flip anyways. I'm worried that they have a way to like flip this over. But at the same time, like, I don't automatically lose that thing with this board development that I have. This spawns like 7 tokens that with the Swarm Weaver will be like insane. So the Brute Spinner could be my win condition here. I just don't know what their plan is. Like, they clearly design a deck to flip this over. Like, they want to flip this over. I'm not sure how they're gonna do it though. Return target artifact which you control, then return to the battlefield is under control. Oh, against all odds to do that? Okay, well, there it is. Like, there's the value cheating, right? Oh boy. Okay. I mean, I'm very wide, but right now I cannot deal with this Atraxa. So that's how that works. Oh no. Wow. So they cloak shit and then they oh my, I'm getting absolutely memed on. Oh my god. Absolutely memed on here. And I cannot find my spider. I don't know why this guy has to be legendary, to be honest. I don't think it's a problem him not being legendary. I feel like that really sets this card back. Really? Wait, no, I can't tap this. I cannot tap this. No, we're dead. Wow. Wow. That was actually insane. Okay, let's go with a Brit Spinner. Get rid of those 2 lands. We already have 2 in hand, so that was a good surveil right there. I'm not trying to play Glisa. They could have a Lightning Strike. Nah, they don't. Glisa is actually amazing if not like immediately insert here. Because not only as an offensive presence, but also like defensively as well. Like she's a scary blocker, right? Because of the first strike death touch combination. Cash grab. Bro, everybody's playing like these reanimator decks. Good thing we have Lord Skitter. I kind of wanted to see. I mean, I would have had to be very lucky to be able to. But if I saw one of these plus an instant or something, I would have been able to enable this immediately. I don't think I'm vulnerable. The push pull is really nice though. Like the way they use that. They collect evidence 8 with this. They search a lever for a basic land card and then. Okay. Seriously? Wow, that's unlucky. I can't enable this! Oh my god. I cannot drag anybody to any roots. But then again, like, what are you doing? My brain is totally fried. My brain, my brain.
Happy to help, but I'm taking the path. One of your friends has to leave.
I think I'm at my limit. Because the play there is very straightforward. Like, we just play Liliana. Oh no. Oh no, you're kidding me. That is spooky as hell. Bro, people are cooking some crazy shit. Like, what's going on? Oh my god. Like, I don't run into like this level of deck building when I play in like regular arena, but I guess in this event, like, you run into like there are like actually good deck builders running around because there's a lot